Hello everybody and welcome back to twitch.tv/MiHSEF, where we are bringing you the Overwatch playoffs all the way up to the championships, and we're in round 2, and boy do we have a treat for you all today.
Oh yes, these are two top teams going at it this early in the brackets. You know, we just saw a little bit of an uneven match between Charlottes and Corona, but this is going to be truly something. I'm hoping for a map 5 banger with this one. I want to see it go all the way. We haven't seen push today. I want to see a push map.
I would love to see a push as well. These two teams, a little bit of MiHSEF history here. Melvindale won the COVID year for Overwatch playoffs, and UDJ won last year's Overwatch championship. So we have two state championships from the two following years here meeting, and I believe this is the quarterfinals? So, I mean, very early in the bracket, but this is going to be a great matchup.
Yes, these two teams are no joke, and boy, oh boy, I can't wait for this. Right now, we're looking at some unusual looks, but we are still in spawn rooms. People might be shooting that basketball, breaking all the objects. We see Skeptic on the Life Weaver. I'm skeptical of that pick, quite frankly. So, I heard some groans there, but that's okay.
Listen, okay, Skeptic moving
over
over
to
Baptiste.
Baptiste. We're good, we're fine. And we're off to the races.
A reminder that the overlay is switched. So UDJ, I believe, is going to be in the red. Let me double check that.
All right, so right now we're looking at a bit of a poke. Now the Reinhardt conversation does make it there first with the help of there, Lucio and the Symmetra. This is a well-known tactic on this map. It's just one of those points that you can absolutely lock down. And the picks come in. Avian with 2, Avian with 3. And Father Kazoo follows, and Father Kazoo and Craze follow up with the 4th and 5th. Now, this is a composition, strategy, a tale as old as time when it comes to this map. You're using your Lucio speed out, teleport into the window, and lock it down with the Reinhardt and the Mei. This is a tough nut to crack, and teams across all ranks struggle with it.
I know in my personal experience playing collegiate at Aquinas College, this is the only thing we ran on this map. And it's just because once you get onto point, there's no getting you off of it. Melvindale's going to have a really hard time cracking this one. Hero Life falls extremely low. Avian taking down Kid Boss. Kid Boss going to get res by Prink. Hero Life just trying to dump that damage in. Crazed on a full beam. Going to take down Hero Life. Trying to set up to go in for more. TP set up turret bomb going through. Stinky G's going to pop the Junker Queen ultimate, but gets sent off the side of the map. People flying off over and over and over again. Crazed is alive, and Hero Life trying to push their way towards point. It's just Hero Life and Prinky versus Crazed, and no, we didn't see that.
The geometry has failed Crazed. Take them back to math class. They did the math wrong on the distance. It was a valiant attempt. I saw what they wanted to do. They wanted to get away from Hero Life's Reaper because those shotguns hurt at point blank range. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out for them.
Oh, UDJ gonna use the window fire strike, trying to find an early pick. Father Kazoo rushes forward. It's a big slam, takes down the support line of the Melvindale Cardinals, but Father Kazoo falls to Hero Life, and Stinky Cheese gonna get the pick on the Kiro. The Blizzard is used by Avian along with the wall from Craze, and they're actually gonna turn this fight back. UDJ flips it around, and now a 2v3 on point. Hero Life falls, and that is gonna be point control if taken back by UDJ.
Now, UDG does win that fight and takes the point. However, that's an expensive fight. If we look at the ult banks right now of UDJ, they have nothing in the bank. Right now, their closest ult is Kiro's Lucio beat. He's still 20% away and almost dies. So this is risky. But instead, Palixu finds Hero Life, leads in, ultra aggressive. They get the DPS of Melvindale, and they're looking for more. The Queen, the Kiriko rather, pinned to the wall. But Stinky Cheese gets an exit frag. He's looking for more. The Queen, the Rampage.
Oh, the Queen is gonna go big, getting 3 on their own. Junker Queen just got buffed. Kid Buff able to get a pick as well. Hero Life getting the second, and Melvindale are gonna take this point back. It looks like the Cubs just got a little too aggressive.
Stinky Cheese sees that aggression and it says you will bow to your Queen with the fantastic damage and the Rampage coming through. The anti is the bleed damage. It's all beautiful, and those Junker Queen buffs really being put on display by Stinky Cheese. And now we have the TP, they're already on point, and it's an absolute all brawl.
Oh, Hero Life comes in with the Reaper ultimate, able to find Skeptic, so that's a big pick. Flex heals down for the side of UDJ. Is Prinky gonna fall on the other side? Stinky Cheese falling back and forth, trades Father Kazoo. Earth Shatters takes down Zero Aces. And UDJ is gonna take this point back. Just Kid Boss.
Whoa!
Oh! Bit of skeet shooting there.
I'll feel that one in the morning. Now, there is potential for Melvindale to get one last fight here. They have to be quick. Someone needs to touch, and the teleport is going to see that done. Oh, wait, no, that's, sorry.
Hero Life gets a pick on the Kiro. This is a big
frag.
Oh, Zero Aces pops the Kiro Coil to get in. Prinky is gonna fall. The Blizzard's used by Avian right on the path of the Kiriko ultimate, and I mean, Kid Boss just gonna get melted down by Craze. That does have the far ult, takes down one with them, but an extremely close first point, and it goes to the side of UDJ.
Now, we discussed this before with the previous match. Now, when it comes to control, I believe the percentage is something like 76% of the time. When you win that first fight, you win the round. And a map like that, Gardens, I believe, is no exception. It is a box that you can lock down. And like we said, both of us have played in Collegiate, and both of us have seen the effectiveness of that composition and how tough of a nut it is to crack. Now, this point is completely different. We have open skies, we have an open point. Symmetra's teleport still useful if you want to run it, but you need to run it, and you need to run it well, because there's no box to hide.
And normally, if you use a Symmetra TP on this section, I believe this is Gardens on the outside. I'm not 100% sure what this one is. If you use the Symmetra TP, you need to have like a Reinhardt, because your Symmetra, the goal of having her in the composition is just to charge up the beam and to be able to walk forward with the Lucio speed. And I mean, UDJ, I mean, they had the Lucio speed, but they swapped over to a bit more of a speedy DPS line. Avian getting a lot of damage, dumping in onto Hero Life and Kid Boss, but is just gonna hold the off angle for now. Craze trying to get a little bit of damage in on Hero Life, able to find the pick onto Prinkley. That's gonna be a big start. The support line is gone for Melvindale, and UDJ just now have to clean up these kills.
And this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. This point, and you're right, it is Gardens. The last map was Night Market. I was wrong. But this map is so much harder to try to bunker down a point. There's doorways, there's windows. You can get flanked from all sides, and that's exactly what UDJ does to Melvindale. They get behind them, they are in front of them. They're up, down, left, right. They're in the kitchen cabinet looking to get the kills, and they find one on Pringy, and everyone else just falls like dominoes afterwards.
Once again, the overlay is switched. If you would like to know what team we are spectating, bottom left-hand corner, there's going to be a little bar. We're looking at Stinky Cheese from Melvindale High School right now, trying to lead their team. I mean, Junker Queen with recent buff. Stinky Cheese is just about 40% behind when it comes to their rampage. Rushes forward, tries to hit someone with their E, not going to find it. Right low, and a great job from the support line for Melvindale. Rampage comes out from Father Kazoo, only gonna find two, but it's two very important targets. Prinky and Zero Aces both gonna fall, and that's gonna be a fight win for UDJ.
Now, both Kiriko and Mercy have extreme carry potential when it comes to their roles as support. Kiriko with that ability to two-tap squishy heroes with headshots, and the Suzu, quite arguably the most powerful cooldown in all of Overwatch, and Mercy literally able to bring people back from the dead. But if they're the first ones to fall, it doesn't matter. And that's exactly what UDJ is looking to do. They're looking to kill off these extremely powerful supports.
Crazed throws the pulse bomb in there, isn't gonna find anything, does get some decent damage in, and the sound barrier is used by Kiro in contention to Stinky Cheese's Rampage. Avian and Craze both gonna Well, everybody, we have a tale as old as time to bring to you for map number 2. Everybody knows it. Everybody goes there. It's a constant in like 90% of North American scrims. It's good old Kings Row.
The fan favorite, the clash. This is where grudges are both made and settled.
Normally we see a big Reinhardt duel. This is a Reinhardt map. It's regarded as such. So I'm really expecting either we're gonna get Junker Queen rush because Junker Queen is just so overpowered in the current meta, or we're gonna move back to the classics. We're gonna have some Reinhardt. We're gonna have some Maywalls going up. I want to see some classic MiHSEF rush.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Stinky and Father Kazoo here honor the tradition and break out the Reinhardt mirrors. Truly bring out and encapsulate the idea of the MTD, the main tank differential.
The main tank differential.
Now we're back to this Overwatch 2. There's no longer main tanks. There's just and off tanks. There's just tanks. But there's the spirit of MTD, truly immortal.
I see a wrecking ball. Once again, everybody, the overlays are switched as Melvindale is going to be in the purple, UDJ in the red for this map.
Stinky Cheese is already inviting my ire. Although they absolutely popped off on the Junker Queen on control, they have chosen not to take up the mantle of the Reinhardt. And it looks like Father Kazoo might just be swinging like a chandelier in spawn. I do it all the time, but this also might be their genuine pick. In which case, it'd be the first wrecking ball we've seen today.
Yeah, first we've seen. I like what I'm. Okay, Father Kazoo is. There we go.
Father Kazoo, that's why. That's
something
perfect.
A little more. This is Avian starting out on the Widow for first shot.
Look for a headshot.
Oh, we're gonna see if they find it.
So looking, doesn't find it, and so switches to mate. So right now on the front lines it's a 4v5, but UDJ does not care. They push forward anyway into the Junker Queen composition of Melvindale.
Melvindale has to kite back, has to play second corner around Hotel, but Stinky G's just constantly getting healing, and Zero Aces is going to get the pick on Father Kazoo. Father Kazoo got melted the moment they went for that swing, as the rest of UDJ fall back. Melvindale are going to make the stop in the first altercation.
She might be small, she might be a support, but those Kiriko kunai hurt like nobody's business. And unfortunately, Father Kazoo feels the sharp end of one right between the eyes on that one and brings him down. Now, already we're seeing success from Melvindale on this Junker Queen rush, but can they hold? As now, unlike the last fight where UDJ walked in 45, now it's a straight up 5v5. The full force of this Reinhardt comp. And the FAP window is online. A lot of damage coming through here.
And Melvindale are just going to call it and say, we're going to sit in a hotel. We're okay with giving up 2 ticks here. As the wall goes up, Father Kazoo isn't able to find one. The Immortality Field is used by UDJ as 2 are taken down from what seems like one swing of Father Kazoo, but it's Avian, Father Kazoo, and Craved getting the final blows on the board. Prinky pops the Valkyrie to try and get something done. Stall out point just a little bit longer. A big rampage coming out from Stinky Cheese, but no kills coming out from it. Stinky Cheese just constantly getting pocketed by Prink, but they have already taken cart, and Stinky Cheese is going to have a long way back from spawn.
He's going to have a long time to think about what he's done. To the untrained eye, you would think that, wow, Stinky Cheese really held his own for a while, but there's no getting out of that fight. So he actually just staggered himself and delayed the respawn timer. So if anybody was to look behind Kid Boss here, he would see his tank a million miles away, and Melvindale has no choice but to just sit there and wait. They can't take their fight without a tank, otherwise Father Kazoo's going to walk forward and absolutely put them all to the floor.
Yeah, no, there's a really good spot right when you're pushing the cart, right at that first archway. That is a crucial choke to hold as a defending team. Melvindale doesn't get the opportunity for that. A lot of ults here as Stinky Cheese pushes in. The Kiriko ultimate is used. Hero Life gonna get 2, takes down the support line of UDJ. Crazed does pop the overclock, gets 1 back. Father Kazoo takes down Prinky, but the kills go back and forth, and Melvindale comes out on top.
Now we were just talking about that choke that previously Melvindale didn't look like they were going to be able to fight at, but with that fight win, now they are able to. And as a bonus, they use 2 ults to UDJ's 3. Despite the commitment for UDJ, they don't win the fight. And weirdly enough, Melvindale chooses not to fight here. They choose to fight at the corner of the pub.
Father Kazoo big rampage immortality field used immediately, but Skeptic is gonna fall. Stinky Cheese trades their life to get the flex support. Kid Boss on the top ropes with the high noon, isn't gonna find anyone, but breaks that Reinhardt shield and dumps a lot of damage in with that fan the hammer, as Father Kazoo just can't play as aggressive as they want. They have to wait for themselves to get healed up by Skeptic and Kiro. It's brought extremely low again. We're constantly seeing Father Kazoo go down into double-digit HP, but they are still maintaining. Their support line is still keeping them alive. Baptiste window used by Skeptic. Hero Life goes into the back, trying to just get out and get some support from their team. Kid Boss falls early in that fight. Hero Life pushes in, gets a lot of damage down to the front line. Father Kazoo brought extremely low. Blizzard used early by Avian. Hero Life goes in, pops the Death Blossom, able to take 4 down in the back line. Just Crazed left alive.
He's looking for the 5K. He's trying to hunt down Crazed on this. Oh, he's TPing. He doesn't want to limit out. Oh, and Stinky Cheese steals the ace. We have not seen an ace today. We have seen highway robbery of teammates. 4Ks left and right, but you know, there's always someone to ruin it.
It's the tank player. If the tank player has 4, it's a DPS player that ruins it. If a DPS player has 4, the tank player just has to get the last one. But sound barrier used by UDJ as they rush in. Father Kazoo does have this Earth Shatter ready and available, brought down extremely low once again, but Craze is able to pick up 2, and with Father Kazoo's 2 that they just picked up, that's going to be a fight 1 for UDJ. Stinky Cheese picks off Skeptic on the way back, but that's going to be all, and this should be Streets phase done.
Now, I really like UDJ's approach to that fight. Now, the Lucio sound barrier, so often thought of as a defensive vault, instead of using it reactively, they use it proactively. Beating before the fight starts, amping their speed boost, and just running at the enemy team fiercely. Unfortunately, that means there's nothing there for Father Kazoo, who just falls over.
Yeah, and look, Kiro made the right call, going back to pick up Skeptic, coming back from spawn, but that means that nobody is watching Father Kazoo, and Father Kazoo didn't get the call that Kiro's backing up, so Father Kazoo just gets melted on payload, and that's going to be a play that UDJ wish they had back.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe there's miscommunication, maybe he didn't know about the pick.
Oh! Big shatter, Kid Boss gets 1, the support line's gone for the side of UDJ. Stinky Cheese gonna finish up the kills and clean it up. 50 seconds on the clock, and Melvindale make a stop once again.
That was a great play for Father Kazoo, using his shatter to animation cancel the rampage and stop Queen of Sharks. However, you didn't stop the cowboy. That hammer's fanning hot, and he finds the kills.
Oh, and if we look at it, Hero Life extremely close to Death Blossom again. They have gotten so much value out of these Death Blossoms. Really, all that UDJ can do is pop the window and try and out-heal it. Avian is going to have their pulse bomb, so they're going to be looking for a sneaky little pick onto either Zero Aces or Prinky. His Hero Life is just maintaining this almost flank on cart. It's brought 92 to Death Blossom. Stinky Cheese, it's up to you now as the DPS line is gone for Melvindale. As the fight breaks down on cart, Stinky Cheese is going to be constantly healed by Prinky. Hero Life gets back! Hero Life gets 3!
Prinky! Oh my goodness! Now, I want to highlight, as God is my witness, nobody better ever say I don't appreciate my support mains out there, because Hero Life might be the one lighting up the kill feed, but Pringy, the selfless hero, goes in there, uses stuff out to get the resurrect, dies in the process, but knows the value of Hero Life's ultimate. They give their lives to get the resurrect on the Reaper, and the Reaper pays those dividends again and again with a 4K Death Blossom, solidifying that second point hold for Melvindale.
You know, there were a couple points during that Streets phase where I was like, UDJ's got this at this point, right? But they made that call to bring Kiro back, to get Skeptic back up, really just cut down the advantage that they had there. And Melvindale was able to just regain their footing, and I think that the Junker Queen's just kind of the play. You're able to do a lot more damage, you're on the front lines, and if your DPS fall, like we've seen Kid Boss and Hero Life falling in that previous fight with the res from Prinky, I mean, Stinky Cheese was able to hold their own and do quite a bit of damage to that Reinhardt during that.
Yep, they absolutely held their own. With the healing buffs that came in through Junker Queen, she is a self-sustainment tank, the likes of which Roadhog wishes he could. Now, Father Kazoo and the rest of UDJ decide to stay on this Reinhardt brawl, honoring a tradition as old as time. with a powerful composition. Each of these characters top tier in their role. But let's see if Melvindale, still faithful to the Joker Queen, can find value.
I better not see the Doomfist play. They're trolling me. I'm being trolled. I saw the Doomfist hover from Sneaky Cheese.
Oh no, never a Doomfist. Not in my lobbies, not in my good Christian lobbies.
Not in my lobbies.
Chips, get out of here.
Melvindale are going to be a little bit slower. Craze getting a big pick onto Hero Life to start off first point. Hero takes down Sneaky Cheese. The res is out, but that's just going to be a fall there as Crazed gets another pick as the rest of Melvindale can fall. Oh no, the wall in front of Spawn.
Hero Life on Reaper, a character that's been out since the game's launch, gets a taste of the first DPS of Overwatch 2, the Sojourn, building up that rail and putting a hole straight through Hero Life's head. The reverse Mohawk, if you will.
I'm really surprised at the way UDJ is playing with their Sojourn. Their Sojourn's acting as just secondary damage standing behind the Reinhardt. And normally when I play Sojourn, especially in this composition, you're up on the high grounds. You're looking for some opportunities up there, but they're able to do so much damage pushing in. Finally, Melvindale able to get some footing, pushes forward. Stinky Cheese is going to have to fall back and relinquish a little bit of positioning, but still going to do a lot of damage. Maywall is up. They're going to get it back around that as Kid Boss is going to fall to Father Kazoo. Father Kazoo's shield brought extremely low. Kid Boss gets res. Craze falls as now Melvindale is up one. Skeptic's going to go down. Some big shooting from the 6 shooter, and that is going to be first point going over to Melvindale.
The Reinhardt composition that UDJ is running really benefits from holding these chokes, but with first point, once you lose that choke with the gateway and the statue, suddenly you find yourself on the back foot as the attacking team swings wide and the openings are revealed to themselves. With the damage boosted Cowboy and the Kiriko throwing in those kunai, eventually someone falls over, and that's exactly what happened there. Now we're looking for a fight on this choke. This is the choke that Melvindale wanted to fight at before, but never got the chance.
Yeah, almost 5 ultimates coming up from UDJ. Almost 5 ultimates from the side of Melvindale. We're going to see what's get used here as Father Kazoo takes down Kid Boss. A big rampage coming out from Stinky Cheese, but they are able to follow up on it as the Focus fires too much. Hero Life does it again! How do they do this? Takes down the support line. The pin from Father Kazoo is going to take them down. Kid Boss still trading the fight back and forth. Avian going to use the Blizzard to try and just make UDJ hold on to this, but Melvindale march forward and another big ult from Hero Life.
Father Kazoo learns his mistake from the previous round, realizing his supports are gone and basically into the zip code, turns around, hits the shift, and says, I'll see you guys later. Going back to get to his supports. He's now healed up and they're ready to take this fight. A big shatter comes out, hits 2. Are they able to find the follow-up? The beat from Kiro, the kill onto Kid Boss. Father Kazoo finds value, and Craze once again the reverse Mohawk on the Hero Life. The res onto the Kid Boss. There's DPS back in the fight. Skeptic Slam is gone. And big value coming from Stinky Cheese and Kid Boss onto the Sojourn and the Lucio. Well, this fight's not done yet. Father Kazoo has something to say about that. Puts Kid Boss right back into the ground.
Oh, the Stinky Cheese is just living in the back line of UDJ, though, doing so much damage on Junker Queen. Now just has to duel the Reinhardt. Father Kazoo, the last one standing on point for the Cubs. Stinky Cheese wins the fight out. Craze gets back in time, uses the overclock, takes down 0 aces. The revive is there, and Melvindale are gonna put their foot down and equalize the series.
Like the message, if I was to sum up the state of Season 4 right now in Overwatch, and especially when it comes to these competitive scrim environments, there's one line that should be ringing through everyone's head, and that is bow to your queen, because this Joker Queen is absolutely nuts, but even more nuts is Hero Life on the Reaper. The special spin move, the Reaper guy, very strong, very powerful.
You just find 4. It's a win button. I'm convinced at this point. Using Reaper is just a cheat code to this game. One of the first DPS, like you said, introduced into Overwatch, still being this big of a part of the meta. I mean, this late into the game. I am so excited to see what these teams have for us later on.
Reaper's only had about 2 changes made to him throughout the entire history of Overwatch. And, his whole thing, the whole time, flank, kill, Death Blossom, spin, spin, spin. And we've even seen some fantastic Reapers today who have perfected this hero to a fine art. Despite it being shotguns, it is precision work.
Yeah, and I mean, Melvindale equalizes us up, ties us 1-1 in the series. We are headed to an escort map pick, but we have to wait for the teams to decide which one we're going to. We are going to send it to just a short break. Do not go anywhere. We are in the semifinals with Melvindale and University of Detroit Jesuit here at the Michigan State Overwatch Playoffs, brought to you by U of M Flint and MiHSEF.
Welcome back, everyone, to map number 3 of the MiHSEF playoffs. We are currently in the middle of an absolute slugfest between Melvindale and UDJ High School. These teams are 1-1, and it has been an absolute bloodfest. These teams have been going at it in the full brawl. No mercy shown to either teams. It's been truly fantastic to watch. I'm having a blast. What about you, Palm?
I am having an absolute great time. I told just a couple people here, this is going to be one of the best matches that we see all day. Honestly, these two teams, such a storied history in MiHSEF, UDJ being the reigning champions from last year, Melvindale winning the year before that when I believe that was, both of those were non-in-person events. Those were both online events. So both these teams have won a state championship in Overwatch for MiHSEF before. It's just which team's going to come out on top this time, honestly.
Yep, in the past it was online anytime, but today we are in person. You can feel the energy in the air. We can hear the applause. Let's hear it from Melvindale and UDJ, everyone. It is a fantastic game, and I can't wait to see who takes it.
Oh, we heard it. There it is.
There we heard it. You guys have been a fantastic
delayed.
crowd. In 10 seconds, we're going to get started on this Route 66. Both teams taking up the Junker Queen here. These Giga buffs have proven to make some absolute fantastic clutch moments and team wipes. So different looks with the second support and the DPS, but the core is still the same with Kiriko and the Junker Queen Mercy.
Yeah, and this is, our overlay is fixed now, by the way. UDJ is now in the purple, Melvindale gonna be in the red, and they're gonna be... We did it, we fixed it. No, we didn't, the teams changed sides.
Yeah, we're out to a blade fight. This first corner is brutal. It's tight, it overlooks a high ground, and Hero Life finds the first pick on the Craze, finding a clever little flank into that back line, and taking out his sniper counterpart. Now they're pushing forward.
Skeptic getting a big pick. The res coming through from Prinky is gonna come out. How does Prinky get away with that? Stinky Cheese gonna take down Skeptic on the other end. Hero Life says, hey, I can just strafe back and forth on cart. There's not a lot I gotta do.
Prinky sly as a fly and sneaky as a fox. Mistakes don't matter when you have a good Mercy on your team because you're brought right back to life. Now, right now, UDG's posturing for the retake. They have to come out these tight little tunnels, but they have to. There's no choice. Fight breaks out.
Ooh, Father Kazoo brought extremely low, and that's going to be a big advantage for Melvindale as they come through this fight. Oh, the support line taken down from Melvindale. Kiro traded back. Avian going to take down Kid Boss. Crazed, Avian, and Skeptic holding on to this one. Stinky Cheese brought extremely low. Has to use their shift to try and sustain themselves as the rest of Melvindale are around point. Skeptic going to fall to Stinky Cheese. Hero Life is traded back, and Stinky Cheese finally going to get taken down, but takes Avian to the grave with them.
Stinky Cheese gets 2 on the exit. Not only killing people while still alive, but even after he's dead, Gracie, the Queen's Knife, finishes off one of the supports for him.
Yeah, and I mean, Stinky Cheese builds up.
Oh!
Rampage. Oh!
What a knife! The follow-up from Craze on the Ash. Fantastic. Oh, Hero Life with the boss, and he's been a big floor, but doesn't find value here. Skeptic, too quick, too ready with it.
As UDJ are just going to kind of close out this fight. They're not using a lot of ultimates. Kid Boss is going to find Father Kazoo. Stinky Cheese does use their Rampage. Craze sits in the position and just waits for their head to peek, but the trades go back and forth, and nobody can get on the point. 2.74 meters, and that's going to start backing up. Melvindale going to need another attempt.
These fights are so back and forth. I'm getting lost on who's winning because people are getting traded left and right. Neither team willing to give an inch. It reminds me of Season 3 Shock, where they love to take fights even when down a player. They don't care about the numbers. All they care about is the win. And both these teams have that attitude. Not willing to give an inch. Never saying quit. Never say die.
All right, both Kiriko ultimates coming online here soon. Craze gonna get taken down by Stinky Cheese. Hero Life is in the center of the team, takes down Skeptic. Avian gonna trade that back. Rampage used from Father Kazoo. It's big, it gets everybody, and that is gonna be the team wipe. Stinky Cheese, the lone one on point, a 1v4 scenario, a massive Rampage from Father Kazoo.
He's still alive. Father Kazoo buying time for his team to get back. They might be able to make it in time. Father Kazoo actually gets the kill onto Stinky Cheese. How have they done this?
Melvindale.
Like I said, they're not giving an inch. These teams like between the mobility, the rampages, there is room. Every single person on this team has the potential to clutch, and we keep seeing every single person on this team clutch time and again, showing why they are on this roster and why these teams have gotten as far as they have. There's no weak link. These are some bloodthirsty killers.
UDJ gonna have double support ults to use for this defensive hold. 12 seconds on the clock. Melvindale needs to make a play now. Father Kazoo takes down 0 aces. UDJ able to use their sound barrier now, as well as Father Kazoo is just running around, standing in the middle of Melvindale, pops the rampage. Avian takes down Kid Boss. The rampage does pick off 2. Prinky brought extremely low. It's up to Stinky Cheese and Hero Life on point. Hero Life very close to having their Death Blossom. Takes Skeptic, takes Crazed. Hero Life takes down 2 and just maybe flips the fight back to the side of Melvindale. Stinky Cheese takes down Kiro. Father Kazoo gets the pick on the Prinky, but Stinky Cheese is gonna win the Junker Queen duel, and Melvindale make it in overtime.
It was close, it was dangerous, but they make it happen. Oh, what a fight. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but Prinky flying all around, keeping their team up, giving Hero Life time to do the clutch Death Blossoms that they've been doing all series long. This team is so embedded within itself. These are players, these are kids who have been playing together for all year round and maybe even longer. Like, you can really see the synergy showing out, the trust they have in each other. Father Kazoo finding the first pick of Sticky Cheese opens up the fight. But Hero Life trades one back on the Avian Tracer, and Prinky still has that res on the Mercy. Too slow to bring back Stinky Cheese. But it looks like this fight's gonna be dragged out, so it might not matter.
Yeah, I mean, Prinky is able to be there, gets a lot of sustain out of those DPS. Hero Life can play a lot more aggressive than they normally would be able to, because Prinky is sitting behind them, holding down the click, and Hero Life goes for a hero TP. Craze sends out the Bob. It's gonna find Hero Life. It's set up behind the dumpster, so not in the best position, but Father Kazoo is gonna take advantage of the displacement of Melvindale. Craze hits a great shot onto 0 aces, and that's gonna be a fight 1 for the Cubs from UDJ.
Craze has really been doing a great job of showcasing the power of Ashe on a map like this when there's such long sight lines and playing into a brawl comp. If you throw a dynamite and activate it, chances are you're throwing into a clustered up team. You're hitting 2, 3, maybe 4 people building these fast bobs. That ultimate basically summoning another tank with an unlimited ammo and an aim bot. Bob is no Omnic to be messed with.
I mean, Ashe says it best herself. Bob, to do something.
Yeah, and get in there, do something.
Get in there, Bob does something. Kid Boss gonna try and push forward. 0 aces gets picked off to the pulse bomb. Beautiful pulse from Avian, and it looks like the rampage comes up from Father Kazoo as well. A Hero Life able to keep the fight at least somewhat even, takes down Kiro. Hero Life doing a lot of damage, goes for the hero Death Blossom, takes down 2. There goes Skeptic and Father Kazoo. Avian tries to get out of there on the Tracer, rotates around, brought extremely low. Melvindale, 20 seconds on the clock, and they pull themselves another life in this one.
Hero Life keeps finding these ridiculous Death Blossoms, proving like what, truly earning their name. Now it's up to their team. We're down to 10 seconds on the clock. This is the last fight for Melvindale to make it happen. No mistakes, no more time. They have to win this fight to keep this map alive.
Yes, Skeptic is going to use the Kitsune Rush. Kid Boss, the senior on the roster, pops the Deadeye, not going to find anything. Hero Life is going to pick off Craze, and this is a big pick for the side of Melvindale. A sound barrier used by Kiro. It's going to sustain them for a little while. Skeptic falls to Kid Boss, and Melvindale are going to keep on rolling. Take down the support line. Avian's down as well. Father Kazoo falls to Hero Life as they march to second.
Just keep on rolling. Now, this is back-to-back points where Melvindale has had to take it in overtime. It's not pretty. We saw an absolute blistering pace on Route 66 in our prior series. This is not that. Now, Melvindale really proving, the truth of the saying, better late than never. It might be overtime, but they make it. Now they're down to their last minute. There's no more gates. It's either finish the map in a minute or set the finish line.
Father Kazoo brought extremely low. Great combo usage by Stinky Cheese. How about Prinky? Gonna fall to Avian, being the pesky Tracer in the backline. Has their pulse bomb as well. Oh, my goodness.
Avian finds 3! He's going nuts! The pulse bomb stick! 4! Are we gonna see our first ace? Give them the ace! Give them the ace!
Give him the ace!
Oh, no! Skeptic, why you make me cry?
Come on, a Tracer ace as well?
This is about the 3rd or 4th, 4K that we've seen today. we got some people really breaking our hearts out here. We love to see a good ace up here in the casting booth. Yeah, that was going at highlight reel up until now.
As a Tracer player, the Tracer ace is like a peak. Like, if you can hit 5 1 clips, it's hard to get a Tracer ace. But this fight is going on. Hero Life does have the Death Blossom to use. Goes in, uses it inside of the Kitsune Rush. Crazy Bob is just gonna wipe the floor, as there is nothing that Melvindale can do, as they are only gonna get about halfway through third.
A simple command, a simple directive. Bob, do something. And with a 3K accredited to the Omnic himself, that Omnic Butler really did something. He cleaned the floor with Melvindale there.
Yeah, Bob did something.
He did what he did. They do what they do best, which is, pick someone up and use them like a mop.
That is exactly right. Now, I mean, Melvindale pushes past first, pushes past second. Both in overtime plays. UDJ, I mean, now they're really gonna have to show what they have on offense. I think that the Junker Queen matchup is something that they have to match. Stinky Cheese is just too good on the Queen for Father Kazoo not to match it, because a Queen just goes unchecked right now, it feels like.
Absolutely. Stinky, right now, Junker Queen is one of those tanks that few other tanks can stand up to, and especially on a map like Route 66, where on first and third point, there are those high ground options, but they're not as prevalent in some maps like Watchpoint Gibraltar. It doesn't matter if you're up on the high ground, because high ground's maybe 5 feet in the air, and with Gracie, that knife that, we've seen Junker Queens throwing all over the place, you could go from the high ground to the clutches of the Queen real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Skeptic just really enjoys teasing this Lifeweaver and Spawn. Now, Lifeweaver's the newest addition to the support line in Overwatch 2. Hasn't had the warmest reception. There's been some doubts of his utility. And because of that, Skeptic switches to Kiriko, arguably the best support in the game.
There is no doubt that his utility is just subpar to every other support in the game.
It's not great, people. Don't play it. But there's that knife. Crazy pulling Father Kazoo in, but Stinky Cheese is the one who finds himself in trouble. Avian really jumping out damage here on this Echo.
Stinky Cheese pushing forward. Support line does a great job keeping them up. UDJ opting into this more divey style of DPS line. The Tracer and the Echo, they're just going to be able to do a lot of burst damage. For that, Father Kazoo brought low once again, but Kiro and Skeptic, they got him, as Kiro's brought low. Wow, just a lot of health bars going up and down. Kid Boss able to get the first pick for the side of Melvindale, takes down Crazed.
There's a truly absurd amount of healing in both these compositions. Healing going each and every way, and even some characters that can heal themselves, like like Reaper with his lifesteal and Tracer with their recall. So, like you said, health bars going up and down like a trampoline. These fights are decided by who can close out that health bar. Echo's looking for that peel. She's looking low. Got asked to drop back, and Pringy instead finds the grave.
Kiro does a great job. Stinky Cheese already has Rampage available, beats it out by 1% towards Father Kazoo, and is going to find 3 with that. Takes down the support line. Hero Life gets a pick on the Crazed, as Avian is flying around, trying to get out of here in time. And oh, the copy. Whoa,
Avian
that's
forces the copy.
Just to stay alive at that point. I mean, are you even going to get Death Blossom off of that? It's going to be really rough too.
Oh, one more shot. No! It turns out to be just their lifesaver, but I don't know if that's worth. But instead, they push forward. UDJ with the press, and Hero Life pressing the win button. Only helps finish off Avian here, though. Not as big as we've seen before. But Kiro quickly falls to Stinky Cheese's knife. The axe. This is still absolutely winnable. They're pushing forward. The Kiro goes in trouble. The Suzu only delays the inevitable as Hero Life finds the headshot in the execution, and the execution on the Crazed. Hero Life on this Reaper, a menace.
A dart, by the way. Hero Life has done such. Oh, that we didn't see that. That's a caster curse.
A little too much greed. They say pride comes before the fall. I think greed was the cause of this one. But when you've been popping up as hard as Hero Life, I get it. The blood starts pumping, and you want it.
The Hero Life has been just pulling Death Blossoms out of nowhere. It feels like Stinky Cheese brought low. Kid Boss gonna use. Oh my goodness! The Deadeye finds 2. The support line is gone for UDJ. Prinky is going to fall in return on the side of Melvindale as the trades go back and forth. No support.
Avian with
alive.
3.
Avian finding 3, carrying this fight for the Cubs from UDJ. Brought extremely low, and Hero Life is going to finish that one off. Craze going to chuck a pulse in there as they are not done committing resources into this fight yet. Craze used the recall to pull some of their HP back, takes down Hero Life, but the touch opportunity is going to be there for the Cardinal Thunder from Melvindale.
That's an absolutely absurd fight. Kid Boss gets both the supports with one of the worst DPS ults in the game, but Avian puts his foot down and with raw aim picks off 3 and buys time for Craze to pick up a 4. That is absurdity from the Cassidy of UDJ.
Oh, Stinky Cheese uses the Rampage. It's only going to find Father Kazoo, who is immediately bursted down. Avian going to find 2 of their own, and the ults come in, and UDJ is going to take first with 20 on the clock.
Avian really whips out the high noon and says directly to Kid Boss's face, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. Now check this out. And that high noon with the Rampage from Father Kazoo is enough to get them across the line. Once again, we're looking at about 2 minutes, 30 seconds going into second. This is not, this is an even fight. We're looking at about the same time pace that Melvindale set, taking that first point in overtime. So these teams so far are on pace with each other going into the second point, Route 66.
Yeah, and Melvindale holding on to the ultimate advantage right now. Crazed and Skeptic, both close to their ultimates, but Prinky, Hero Life, goes in for the Death Blossom, finds 2 again, gonna be able to get the 3rd onto Skeptic, and that's a fight just one and done with 1 Q.
It's absolutely absurdity. Fire up the Shrek theme song because, Melvindale needs a hero and they've got one in Hero Life. This player just finds value every time with his Death Blossoms. I don't know where they keep coming from, but they're there.
I have not seen a single Death Blossom not at least get 2 at this point. This is absolutely insane. Father Kazoo gonna fall, got a little overextended in that one. Hero Life able to get the final blow. Stinky Cheese throws Gracie, finds Avian. As Melvindale are gonna hold on again, and with 2 picks, they're just gonna take the fight.
We've seen some truly fantastic Reaper play today. I've been loving it. H Junkie from, I believe, Grass Lake. If you're still in the place, make some noise because this Reaper is on par with you. Both of you are just titans of the Reaper, dude.
Reaper, just a fun shotgun character. Avian gonna pick off Hero Life, so that's the Reaper eliminated from the server. Hero Life gets rezzed by Prinky. Skeptic gonna throw one of those kunais, gonna knock Kid Boss right between the eyes. As the fight stays decently even, Avian brought extremely low. Skeptic is going to get anti-healed. Hero takes the kill onto 0 aces. Avian able to get Prinky with the Deadeye as well. So the trades go back and forth, and UDJ are going to come out on top.
These are truly some fantastic fights, and I want to make it clear to everyone, these rampages are not without purpose, and they're certainly not brain dead, because Kiriko, with this powerful cooldown Suzu, is able to clean the entire effect of your ult with 1 button press. So it's patience is required from both these Jungle Queens to make sure their ult doesn't go away with pressing the E. Both Kiriko's pressing ult, and Kid Boss finds his counterpart.
Oh, Father Kazoo is going to use their Rampage. Kid Boss gets 2, takes down the support line. Craze gonna trade back Pinky. Father Kazoo falls to Stinky Cheese. Craze, the Tracer in the back line, causing so much havoc, doing so much damage, brought extremely low, throws their pulse bomb out, not gonna find anything with it, and as overtime ticks down, the touch is there actually, for Avian taking down Hero Life. Kiro is gonna fall to Gracie from Stinky Cheese. Father Kazoo gets the slam down onto 0 aces as well. So this cart is still moving forward. Father Kazoo pulls out some hero plays on Wrecking Ball, takes down Stinky Cheese, gets 3 overall, and UDJ clutch it in OT.
Absolutely ironclad are both these teams, where in ranked you would have people AFK and spawn typing GGs. Like UDJ knows none of that. We see Father Kazoo switch the Wrecking Ball, come back at lightning speed. Kiro gets the touch, and the kills come forth. Neither of these teams are willing to give an inch. They're here to win it all.
Melvindale holding on to just a slight ultimate advantage, almost at their Rampage, and have their Death Blossom available. Father Kazoo just gonna cut down Hero Life in the backline, who is going for their Death Blossom, and that cart is just gonna truck its way forward. Father Kazoo gonna fall, 1 on the cart, 4.5 meters remaining. Kiro does use the sound barrier, is able to sustain their team for just a little while longer. Hero Life on their way back as the rest of UDJ are trying to hold themselves and sustain in the choke point. They're just gonna have to fall back a little bit and wait for Father Kazoo to come back up. Hero Life is back, and he has this Death Blossom. I am excited to see it.
How on earth did Kiro live there? Knives and everything. They're just covered in butter. But Hero Life gotta step up to the plate here with this ult. They need one more. Melvindale needs that clutch ult. They need a hero. Bringing positive out, that gives a lot more sustain and a lot more, flight maneuverability for the Mercy. Hero Life still looking for this stuff. The High Noon is active. And big!
Massive! Hero Life takes down 4. Kid Boss gets the pick with the High Noon, and Melvindale are gonna take Route 66 and take the lead 2-1 over UDJ.
I'm reporting Kid Boss to the authorities for another 5K stolen, but what a combination of DPS ults. In the final fight, 3 meters away from defeat, Melvindale digs their heels in and says, no, Route 66 is ours.
And now we're looking at Crazed, who had that big 3K with Bob, hitting some absolutely insane shots. The senior on this UDJ roster, one of 2 seniors, actually.
Yeah, these guys have been going absolutely nuts. This match has been so much fun to cast, but these games, this event is not possible without one important person. This is a high school event. There's kids all throughout this entire auditorium, all throughout this stadium that we're in, hosted by the University of Michigan Flint. A lot of people here brought by their parents, or more specifically, by their mothers. Mothers, we need to take a moment to say how much we appreciate and love you. The sacrifices you guys make every day, the support you show your children, bringing them here, watching them compete, watching them grow onto teams like this, pursuing their passion. It is beyond admirable, and you have my deepest respect. So, from all of us in the casting booth, from all of us here at MiHSEF, we wish all of you mothers a happy Mother's Day from the bottom of our heart. Please, at MiHSEF, let's hear some noise from mothers. We're waiting for it.
You know what? It's all right.
We'll
We
take it.
are going to head to our first push map of the day, and we are going to find out what that is. We are going to send you all to a short break. We will be right back with more MiHSEF Overwatch playoff action. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the semifinals matchup we have for you here today at the MiHSEF Spring Overwatch Playoffs in round number 2. I am Palm, and I am joined by the wonderful Wayward as we are getting ready to head to New Queen Street.
Yes, greetings to all. New Queen Street. This is the first push map we've gotten to see today. We've had some pretty one-sided matches. This is the first one to really go the distance. Now, we get to see what Overwatch 2 has to offer with its brand new mode, Push, a neutral mode where a single bot that can be controlled by either team. The objective is to push it further than the other team, or even if possible, push it all the way to the end of the course. A rarity, but definitely a possibility.
And I've heard a lot of comparisons for the push game mode. A lot of people compare it to it's like a traditional sport in terms of momentum. The back and forth team fights, going back and forth, just trying to push it to be able to get it to checkpoint and then be able to take fights at the middle point, the neutral objective. This is just a map that I expect to see go back, forth, back and forth.
I often say that push tests the true mentality of a team. A lot of teams will have a bad start to a round and find themselves down 100 meters to 0 and just assume the game's over. But if there's one thing I know about UDJ and Melvindale is that these teams' mental is ironclad. Neither team willing to give an inch, and they know that they can win this. Neither team is typing GGs at all. Not until this is over.
As both teams coming out on the Junker Queen compositions with, like we said, once Stinky Cheese started forcing the Junker Queen, it was just kind of a standard. We are going to see Junker Queen for the rest of the matches today, I guess.
Yep, sorry Winston enjoyers and Zarya lovers, but I don't think we're going to be seeing her here.
Stinky Cheese brought extremely low, able to sustain due to the great connection from their supports, but Pinky and the Kid Boss both gonna fall. Father Kazoo finding 2 with their E, finding a 3rd onto Hero Life, 4 onto Stinky Cheese, and that's another 4K that we see stolen away by a DPS player.
I swear we'll see a 5K by the end of the day, but you know, Father Kazoo is gonna make us wait for it. But that's fine. We'll get there eventually. Now, I like the difference between Melvindale and UDJ's composition. While UDJ is looking to rush down and isolate someone with Lucio's speed boost and the May wall, Melvindale is more interested in putting resources into Kid Boss, their senior cowboy, and looking for picks and high amounts of damage.
Now, one thing to notice, I was talking to some people about what UDJ plays, and Kiro's primary role on Lucio is to heal the team, actually. Because they use the Junker Queen ship to get the speed boost in. Crazed finding Kid Boss, Hero Life gonna fall as well. Kid Boss getting resurrected. Crazed still laying a ton of damage in to the entirety of Melvindale as they try to retreat out of there with their lives. Father Kazoo already has that rampage outpacing Stinky G's to it. And I mean, UDJ also just having the overall ultimate advantage.
Now that's 2 fights in a row won by UDJ, which earns them a checkpoint and a further spawn point for when they lose members. Rampage comes out from Father Kazoo, and it's good, hits 2, but the rush from Skeptic, you know, really amps up that power.
And like, let's take note, that's 3 ults right there. That may seem like it's an easy fight win. For UDJ, they use 3 extremely critical ultimates there. They use the Kasune Rush, their Blizzard, and their Rampage. Now, both these Junker Queens are just farming Rampages like it's no tomorrow, but that's something you're going to want back when Stinky Cheese is going to use theirs.
Speaking of Rampage, here comes another one. Only hits Father Kazoo. Death busts him out from Hero. Finds 1, but that's going to be enough. The follow-up coming in from Stinky Cheese and Kid Boss. But Avian, that cowboy, still alive and trades off on his counterpart. But doesn't look like any magic. Mercy exists. Mistakes don't matter. What a hero. Brings us back.
This is exactly what you said right at the start of the map. An 83-0. This is when a team's mental fortitude is tested. They see the task in front of them. They need to push that bot at least 83.95 meters, and they are prepared to do so.
It is looking to be a Herculean task, but Hercules had to complete the 12 labors to be proven a hero.
Oh!
And that's what Avian looks to do. A truly Herculean effort is made, and a truly Herculean task is completed with 3 for the cowboy. Make it 4. Ah, crazed. Crazed, buddy, please.
Again. How many times?
You're breaking my heart.
What is with these 2 Cassidys, both Avian and Kid Boss? Both of them are just finding the support line with their high noons. It's like nobody's business to get that many kills with your high noon, and they're just doing it every time.
Wanted, a popular Cassie-only streamer, absolutely rags on high noon, Cassie's ult, and calls it pretty bad, but these cowboys disagree. Kid Boss finding the headshot onto his counterpart, opening up the fight. Looks like they're speed out, but the Kiro, the Lucio, the engine is ripped out. So now UDG needs to make a decision. Looks like they're gonna try to just burn time here.
Yeah, I mean, Melvindale, they actually ran past Father Kazoo and Crazed there to try and just pick off the entirety of the background. Avian gonna pick off Hero Life. That's a crucial piece of the puzzle that Melvindale are going to lose. Father Kazoo taking down Stinky Cheese as well, as it looks like Melvindale just got a little bit too overextended, maybe a little too excited with some of the picks they had, some of the damage that they had done, as UDJ is going to take back control of the bot and push it past their forward objective and get it about halfway to the goal.
This is where they start building up the percentage. If they can get around the corner, that's a big advantage. It leads onto this long stretch. If you look at the end of the road, that's the end of the map. If UDJ is able to push it there, it's a game over. And it looks like that's what they're trying to do. Father Kazoo finding 2. Pinky trying his best. Father Kazoo finds a 3rd. Avian Kiro wrapping it up. The end of the road is where the map ends. If UDJ is able to get to that final checkpoint, that's it, because you can't push any further. Whoa!
Oh, saw that one, Father Kazoo. I guess using it for positioning, but gets cut down and slashed away by Zero Aces. Avian gonna find just Kid Boss with that ultimate. Skeptic is gonna use their Kitsune Rush. Hero Life goes for the TP, is just trying to put some damage in. Stinky Cheese finding Skeptic. Trades going back and forth. Kiro takes down Stinky Cheese. Craze holding on to, I guess, just blocking Zero Aces underneath the wall. Avian gonna pick off Zero Aces as this fight is slowly moving in the way of the University of Detroit Jesuit. Melvindale are still gonna get a little hold on it. They're able to get control of the bot and start to move him down. Hero Life swaps onto the Symmetra to try and get that touch, make sure they get no more business on that bot, and Melvindale has such a task in front of them for the 4 minutes and 30 seconds they have.
Yep, they need to not only take their heals in and prevent even further progress, but they need to make about 100 meters of progress now. Kid Boss here with High Noon. Kiro answers with B. They're looking for kills. Pringo after his Valkyrie. High Noon finds nothing but this Rampage. Oh, we're not there, quite there yet. Both Turtle Queens trying to build it while brawling it out here on the point. There's some mesh turrets. There's a blizzard on the point. Craze throws it down and finds Hero Life. Kid Boss trades on his counterpart onto Avian, and he looks for more. And they find it with the magnetic grenade onto Craze. The May is down, and that's looking like it for UDJ. They are forced to regroup.
All right, 3 from the side of Kid Boss. Stinky Cheese gets one onto Kiro. Just Father Kazoo left alive, stalling out the point. They are going to get that close spawn because they're currently holding the forward objective.
Now I talked about staggering earlier back on Route 66. On push, however, it's a completely different deal. When your team's already in the lead, it actually behooves you to die on the point even when a fight is lost, because all the while you're fighting, the time bank is burning down and giving Melvindale less and less time to make up that 100-meter gap.
Ooh, Father Kazoo finds Prinky very early. The Symmetra barrier is out. Stinky Cheese gets 2 in total with their Rampage, and I mean the kills just fall to the side of Melvindale as they win this fight.
The true weakness of Mercy, the one person that she can't res is herself, but never fear, with the Guardian Angel being picked up there by Hero Life and then into the TP. This attack is sort of supreme here, getting their support back in the fight ASAP.
2 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. Zero Aces does have this Kitsune Rush to use, and Skeptic is going to use theirs. Zero Aces, I mean, Hero Life falls early, Kid Boss falls second, Zero Aces down next, and the rest of Melvindale are gonna fall. A team wipe for the side of UDJ. 2:30 on the clock. Melvindale, I mean, they swapped Hero Life back over to the Reaper, and I think that's the change they may need.
I think that's the way to go. Hero Life has proven time and time again over the past 3 maps that they are the person to play that Reaper. They know how to get that value from those death bosses and from those powerful shotguns. And into the brawl of Craze, I think it's the move.
Oh, Kid Boss pops the High Noon, rotates around. Craze shield is up, blocking anything from getting it. Everybody kites out of the way in time, so we are not going to see any more High Noon kills. Craze! What on earth is that? 2 headshot icicles taking the advantage for UDJ, but Hero Life and Stinky Cheese are going to trade it back just as quick as they had their disadvantage. As Hero Life gets 2, Stinky Cheese finding 2 as well. Hero Life gets a 3rd, and that is going to be a fight win for Melvindale. They do not have a lot of time on the clock.
They don't have a lot of time, but that time can be burned away quickly. That bot, we still haven't properly named it, but I swear they should be on the 11 track team because they can absolutely haul it when they have to. We see them trying to round that corner. If they can get to about the 57-meter mark, that will unlock Melvindale's forward spawns. But I think Father Kazoo, hoping to build, this Rampage before Stinky Cheese gets another, might have something to say about that. But Hero Life, again, with their signature Death Blossom, let's see if they can do it again. Here it comes, and they find Avian! Oh my goodness!
Oh, Kid Boss, the quick swap onto the Echo is going to use the beam and find 2, and that's a team kill for Melvindale. Under 1 minute left on the clock. Melvindale has over 50 meters to march to this point.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, with that fantastic Death Blossom. Now they unlock the second point, but their ult bank, it is bone dry. It is a recession out here, whereas there's about to be a spoil of riches for UDJ. It's going to be a tough task to win this fight. And
really hard.
Skeptic dying first is a great first step for Melvindale.
Oh, the Avian isn't able to find anybody with the High Noon, is going to be looking fort. Oh my goodness, Kid Boss goes in for the dive bomb and takes down Avian. Kiro's gonna fall as well. Sneaky Cheese gets a pick out of Father Kazoo. 20 seconds on the clock, and Melvindale marches around the corner. They have 2 ultimates available. Skeptic and Father Kazoo are gonna have both of theirs. That's Kitsune Rush and Rampage up. But Zero Aces, 60%, they have time to build it closer. We are so close. Overtime is here on New Queen Street. The copy is down. As it's copied the Junker Queen, Kid Boss brought extremely low. The Rampage comes in from Father Kazoo. It's gonna find quite a few, but Hero Life picks off Avian, and that's gonna be the first pick going to the side of Melvindale. Kid Boss gets down Skeptic. Craze taking down Kid Boss. Father Kazoo falls. Hero Life on the point with the Reaper ultimate is gonna find 2, and this could be it. Avian has the touch for University of Detroit Jesuit. Just has to sit and wait. Melvindale marched from so far down to get to where they are in this position. Skeptic's gonna fall. Just about a meter left to go. Father Kazoo onto the Wrecking Ball, trying to just stall out and get some of the hero plays that we saw from them on Route 66. Zero Ace is gonna fall. Hero falls to Hero Life. So, still a pretty even fight. Father Kazoo trying to melt down Pinksy. Crazed is going to fall to Sneaky Cheese. Melvindale just keeps on picking up the kills, but UDJ is not getting off this point. Hero Life says, fine, I'm going to finish this myself. Takes down Father Kazoo. The touch is still there from Kiro, and 1 still on the point. Avian bobbing and weaving, dashing around. 2 are back on the point. How long can UDJ stagger this out?
And not anymore! Melvindale with the ironclad mental says, despite starting this map with a 115-meter deficit, make it up. They dig their heels in, and Hero Life, oh, I need a hero, and that is you on the Reaper, coming up big, showing the value of that Reaper, clutch with consistency.
And now, UDJ, the reigning champions for the MiHSEF state title of Overwatch, are knocked out as Melvindale upsets the University of Detroit Jesuit here at the MiHSEF state finals.
I want to just say, though, this has been some of the best Overwatch I've seen in a long time. I've seen Overwatch League matches that were a lot more disappointing than this. But this has been entertaining. It's been a banger. These teams have absolutely no gift to them. I'm so looking forward to next year when I hope to see a lot of these players come back. I know a lot of them are seniors, and we're excited to see them graduate after all their hard work and hopefully go into collegiate. But boy, oh boy, I'm excited for next season because these kids, these players truly have something special. These teams are what legends are made of.
And we are going to send you to a break as we figure out what our next matchup is. We're heading to the other side of the bracket. I believe we officially, I misnamed it. We have an actual semifinals match coming up next for you. We're going to see who's in that one. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Michigan High School Overwatch State Finals, brought to you by U of M Flint and MiHSEF.
One. Hello, everyone. What a fantastic game we just witnessed between UDJ and Melvindale. Right now, I have with me one of Melvindale's players. You just saw him on the Cassie,
Bro.
on the Echo. It's the one and only Kid Boss.
Yep.
Now, that was a fantastic match. We just had to take a few minutes break because your heart's pumping so hard. Now, I gotta wonder, like, as a team, how do you guys, like, keep that ironclad mental? We talked about it with going into push, that some of these teams in ranked, I'm sure you've experienced, they have that kind of lead that UDJ built against you, and they just collapse.
Yeah. Honestly, when we first got here, we were extremely nervous. Like the first round, first match, we were extremely nervous, but we brought it together, And then when we went against UFDJ, first match, we were extremely nervous, but UFDJ is an amazing team. Honestly,
Absolutely.
that game was like the best Overwatch I've ever played in my life.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me, but I said, I've seen Overwatch League matches not be as entertaining as this.
Yeah.
Both these teams, absolute props to UDJ. It takes a truly formidable opponent to bring out the best in our competitive side.
Yeah.
I'm sure you agree.
Mhm.
Now, so I gotta wonder. So you're a senior this year.
Yeah.
Graduating in like the next upcoming weeks.
Couple weeks, couple days.
Yeah, a couple weeks, couple days. So going into collegiate, do you have any plans to go to college to continue your esports career on the college side, or is it not really in your future?
Me, I'm not going to college. I'm going to an apprenticeship, but I'm definitely, Overwatch, definitely a fun thing. Like, it's really a big part of my life. I'm a big gamer. I've been gaming since I was young, so it's like a really big part of my life. It's probably built me to who I am today. Esports team in our high school. It's really a really positive community. So and honestly, just helps bring the best out of everyone, not just me, and every one of our players. So
Absolutely, it
Yeah.
builds the trust, the camaraderie.
Yeah.
The bond between teammates is a bond like no others. I think you would agree. As a
Yeah.
former competitor, I absolutely do agree as well.
For sure.
So so you continue, you plan on continuing to play, even if you're not doing it collegiately. The trade's still very important. I'm a tradesman myself. I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah. For
All
sure.
right, so I gotta wonder, you guys had such, massive plays. Did you have any favorite throughout those 4 absolute
Any
slugfests?
favorites? Honestly, I couldn't even say one. The whole game, the whole match was my favorite. UDJ, the best. Honestly, one of the best teams we faced so far. It was like, I already said this, but it was really fun. My heartbeat's pumping.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm about to pass out, but
Yeah, my heart was raced and I wasn't even playing.
yeah.
But
Whew.
that was fantastic. All right, well, once again, this is Kid Boss. You just saw him on the Cassie. You saw him on the Echo. The man's a DPS machine, and even if we don't see him in this classic anymore, we hope to see you. Maybe if you stream, there's plenty of like third-party tournaments like Open Division, Contenders,
Yep.
lots of small tournaments. So we hope to see your name out there,
Yeah.
and I'll definitely be rooting for you if I see you on a roster in the future.
Definitely my start team. Just want to say one thing before we go.
Absolutely.
Thank you to all the sponsors, and again, U of DJ, great, great game, great game.
Absolutely, a fantastic game and one that I'll be remembering this for weeks to come. So thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the win. We're gonna put it back to a break and we're gonna figure out what our next game is. So don't go anywhere because I'm sure we got more great games coming up.
Whew.